Good evening, India. Thanks for joining us on Times Now. Let's get you some breaking inputs and big breaking input at that right at the top. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal is staring at trouble. The Enforcement Directorate for the first time has drawn a direct corruption link. In a note released by the Enforcement Directorate, the agency has said that K Kavitha conspired with Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, his name mentioned, among other people. The agency also says that 100 crores were paid to AAP leaders. Bhavtosh Singh now joining us for more on this. Bhavtosh, for the first time, we have this ED statement that not just names Arvind Kejriwal, but makes a direct and explosive corruption charge.
Yes, Pranesh, and that's why it's very important, because so far there have been mention of Arvind Kejriwal and Manish Sisodia in various remand notes, as well as in charge sheets of prosecution complaints that have been filed in the courts. But this is for the first time that a press statement has been issued by the Enforcement Directorate. The prosecution complaint and remand notes are a matter of court proceedings and trial. But for the first time, Federal Probe Agency has named Arvind Kejriwal and Manish Sisodia as people who have conspired with K Kavitha, BRS leader, and they in fact conspired for the policy formulation of now defunct excise policy 2021-2022, and they have further said that K Kavitha in fact told them that if you make changes in the excise policy 2021-2022, then kickback worth at least 100 crore rupees will be given to Aam Aadmi Party. Though having said that, Aam Aadmi Party since August 2022 has always denied these charges that have been leveled both by the Central Bureau of Investigation as well as Aam Aadmi Party. Why this is important is primarily because just few days later, Arvind Kejriwal has been summoned again by the Enforcement Directorate for the 9th time he has been summoned, and Aam Aadmi Party has denied these charges. But it's important primarily because the agency, after carrying out investigation for nearly 18 months, in an official statement which will very soon be uploaded on its website, has named Arvind Kejriwal and Manish Sisodia as people who conspired with K Kavitha in the excise policy 2021-22, which in fact led to changes in the policy formulation, for which Aam Aadmi Party received kickbacks worth at least 100 crore rupees.
Okay, just stay with us. Before we open this up, Siddharth Talia joining us with that ED statement. Yes, Siddharth.
So this is what Bhavtosh was also referring to. This is the ED statement. It's a one-page statement. I'll just take you through the operative portion here, Pranesh, where Kejriwal has been named. It says, ED investigation revealed that Ms. K Kavitha, along with others, conspired with the top leaders of AAP, including Arvind Kejriwal and Manish Sisodia, for getting favors in the Delhi excise policy formulation and implementation. In exchange of these favors, she was involved in paying rupees 100 crore to the leaders of the AAP. By the acts of corruption and conspiracy in the formulation and implementation of the Delhi excise policy 2021-22, a continuous stream of illegal funds in the form of kickback from the wholesalers was generated for the AAP. Further, Srimati K Kavitha and her associates were to recover the proceeds of crime paid in advance to the AAP and to further generate profits and proceeds of crime from this entire conspiracy. So that's the operative portion, a damning one from the statement that's now been put out by the Enforcement Directorate, a formal one at that. However, Kejriwal at this juncture is not an accused in this particular matter. It remains to be seen how the investigation proceeds from here on.
Thank you, Siddharth and Bhavtosh Singh, for joining us with the details of the case. Let's open this up. Amit Tiwari, spokesperson of the Delhi Bharatiya Janata Party, Syed Asad Abbas, political analyst. Gentlemen, good evening. Mr. Abbas, so far the Aam Aadmi Party has been saying that this is a case born out of political vendetta. What do you make of this ED statement, direct charge made by the Enforcement Directorate linking K Kavitha to conspiracy with Delhi Chief Minister Kejriwal?
Pranesh sir, firstly, thank you for having me on your show. Always a pleasure. Coming straight to the point, a mere statement by the Enforcement Directorate is not enough. There needs to be a concrete evidence, substantial proof for the case to go ahead. Of course, there are best cases of courts which will decide whether K Kavitha or the Aam Aadmi Party leaders are indeed found to be guilty or not. Now, I'd say it's certainly in the investigation stage. There is a court of law which will further decide the recourse of it. A mere statement without proof, evidence, money trail is not enough.
No, Mr. Abbas, while you say that, look, Manish Sisodia has been in jail. He has applied for bail multiple times. Courts haven't granted him any relief. The same goes for Sanjay Singh.
But is there a conviction order from the court that he's found to be guilty? He's still under trial. He might be in jail, but he's still under trial and he's not convicted.
Okay, Mr. Tiwari, this changes nothing. You heard the argument.
No. Let me answer this. There are two submissions that my friend made. First, that whether there is any evidence. Today, the Enforcement Directorate has only released a press release. Obviously, they will only point out as to what transpired during the investigation. Whatever evidence they have collected, definitely they will put it along with the charge sheet before the competent court. The second issue that my friend is raising about the conviction. Now, right up till Supreme Court, the court has said that prima facie we have perused everything. That file is not in the public domain. The Supreme Court has seen the entire record and then prima facie said this money trail to the extent of so and so crore is tentatively established. So it's obviously a prima facie view, but we had been saying right since beginning that Mr. Kejriwal is involved in this. Now, what appears today is that K Kavitha is alleging that she has paid 100 crore rupees as kickback to AAP leaders as well as to its top leaders. It appears to be logical. Now, let me tell you why. Now, this policy was in place for 9 months. There was a revenue increase by 59.56%. Have you ever heard that Have you ever heard that the sale of a product is increasing, but the profit is decreasing? And that is why in the cabinet note, which was proposed by Mr. Kejriwal himself, it was stated that we have a revenue loss up to extent of 37%. So obviously, whatever was taken as a kickback in advance, the sales, despite being increased, the revenue out of those sales were siphoned off and they were given to the retailers and the wholesalers who had in fact paid kickbacks in advance. So
now, Mr. Tiwari, let me ask you this. Do you think this is precisely why Arvind Kejriwal, the Delhi Chief Minister, has been evasive about the summons so far?
Yes, definitely, because he is aware of the fact that the ED can't put every evidence in the public domain. They have to put it, they are an independent agency. They have to put it along with their charge sheet before the court. So if the Kejriwal appears before the ED, obviously the first step in the investigation is to confront him with the evidence. Now, if Kejriwal and Ms. Kavitha are made to confront each other, the body language, the statements, everything would reveal the truth and everything is videographed. It is for this reason only that he is trying to play a political game and portraying himself as a victim of politicization. And what he's trying to do is to hide the truth, that he's corrupt, he has taken bribe money to the extent of 100 crores, and this is why he's not going before.
Mr. Abbas, if all is well, why is Arvind Kejriwal not complying with the ED summons? 9 have been sent so far.
He shall certainly reply to the same summons and have his presence. He also mentioned that in a recent news summit. Also, as a matter of fact, my good friend from the BJP made a couple of points. Respected sir, most of what you say are with the process of Enforcement Directorate. I'm quite surprised as to how you are privy to many of the information there. I'm sure the Enforcement Directorate has their substantial evidence or proof which will be submitted to the court. The court will accordingly decide whether there was a crime, there was proceeds of the crime, there was a money trail or not. Let's leave it to the best wisdom of the judges. Mere trial by you and me in our comfortable positions is not going to help the case.
No, listen, Mr. Abbas, 1 minute. Let me just clarify. No. This is no trial. We are only having a debate on this. I asked you a direct question. Yeah. So, let's not mislead the viewer. We are not here undermining the courts at all. Yeah.
Not at all. I meant to say trial between me and my dear friend. A trial of a debate, of course, not the court. The courts have the best wisdom to decide on the same. Also, as a matter of fact, many of which Amit Tiwari ji has mentioned. Respected sir, we need to understand that it was the same ED which you were the people when you were not in power called it caged parrots. Sir, how is your party with a difference when you're using the same CBI, ED, IT for all the opposition? Do you know, sir, Enforcement Directorate 95% of the times has been used against opposition.
Let's get a response, Mr. Tiwari.
No, sir. No, I'll respond to this. First of all, it is these political parties only who collectively went to the Honorable Supreme Court saying that the ED and CBI's power is being misused. The opposition leaders are being arrested. They are being intentionally targeted so that the governments may fall. What did the Supreme Court say? Supreme Court said that you do not have any substance in this, you do not have any evidence in this, we can't attribute anything mala fide in the investigation of the ED. Therefore, their petition was dismissed, which was mentioned before the Supreme Court itself. Secondly, the ED has also put in public domain that only roughly around 1.98% cases are against the political parties. Rest are against the other corrupt people or money laundering people.
Allow
So
me
to
counter
say that the
Pranesh,
political parties are being targeted, there has to be some substance. And let me tell you, in cases where the ED is taking any
Can I
action,
counter that,
and
please?
if the court comes to a conclusion that the entire action is based on mala fide and there is no evidence, obviously if you involve yourself in corruption,
Can
you
I
will
counter
take
the
action.
point,
And
Pranesh?
all
Give me
political
30
parties will
seconds to
tomorrow
counter
allege
that,
that it is
please.
only being done because we are in opposition. But you have
Can I
to
counter
satisfy
the
the court.
point?
If the,
No, let him first
me
make the
complete.
points. Syed Asad Abbas, just hold on. Let him make the point. I'll come to you for a
If
response.
Mr. Kejriwal, there is a law in this country.
This is
If
not
Mr.
fair.
Kejriwal believes that the ED and CBI is being misused because of the political vendetta, let him go and approach the honorable court.
Okay, so there is no political vendetta. We are back to square one. Syed Asad Abbas doesn't agree with what you are saying, Mr. Tiwari.
Yeah, the simple point that I'd like to make is, respected sir, we the citizens of this country have lost faith in CBI EDIT. Sir, could you please tell me what happened to Himanta Biswa Sarma's case, Sharda chit fund scam, Suvendu Adhikari, my state of Karnataka, Shri Yediyurappa ji, the former chief minister who went to jail. Respected sir, why is it that when these politicians join your party, they become Dudh ka Dula? Is a BJP a washing machine, sir? And why is it when leaders join your party, there is no case against them? There is no update on their CBI, ED, IT. Why are the cases slow against? Pranesh sir, can you ask him to keep quiet? Please, he's speaking over me. Sir, you'll have your turn. I was quiet on your turn, now hear me out. Sir, can you please update me on the case? Precisely this point, Himanta Biswa Sarma, Sharda chit fund scam. No update on that, sir. Suvendu Adhikari, Bundelkhand Expressway. Nothing on your parties. And those leaders who wish to join your party, how, sir, BJP today is a washing machine? They enter your party, they become Safed, they become clean, no CBID. Why is it, sir, horse trading? And why is it Samdam Dandbeg? Can you please answer me today, sir?
No. I'll answer this.
Look, while Mr. Tiwari will answer the question you asked, the larger point is this. Ever since Sisodia and Sanjay Singh were arrested, the Aam Aadmi Party leaders came out and said that this will not stand in the courts of law. For good 9 months, 11 months to be precise, both of them have seen no relief.
Now let me respond to his question. First of all, he is naming a couple of leaders and saying that merely because they have joined Bharatiya Janata Party, therefore all investigations stand closed. They are leveling this allegation. Let them place on record or let them show any closure report that the ED has filed that we have closed the case. No. So I am not
Mr. Tiwari, let Syed Asad
Allow me
Abbas
to answer,
respond to
sir.
that.
I was only responding to his
Sir,
query.
please allow me to answer. Pranesh Sahab has asked me the question. Pranesh Sahab, rightfully you've asked a very fair question, which is why Satyendra Jain, Sanjay Singh, Manish Sisodia are still in the jail. Certainly, sir, by all approve and access of the law, we need to understand they are innocent until proven guilty. They are still innocent, sir. There are no conviction orders by the court which has granted them any sentence of 5 years or 10 years. They are under trial and the wisdom of the courts will decide whether they're guilty or not. So therefore, mere presence in the jail or trial under custody does not determine they are criminals or they are under the perjury of the law.
Okay, let's see how this case unfolds. The ED statement quite explosive in nature because the central agency for the first time has drawn this direct corruption link with Arvind Kejriwal and K Kavitha, both named in black and white. I thank both of you for joining us. Viewers, we are back with the latest edition of Times Now Summit. Over the years, Times Now Summit has been championing pertinent national agenda points where India's leadership, leading thinkers and national influencers come together to define the action plan for India's progress. Themed India Unstoppable this year, we will focus on charting India's remarkable journey and its increasing influence on global stage. Join us on 27th and 28th of March in New Delhi and watch the who's who of the political corridor share their views. Do stay with us for all the highlights and all the action as action begins here, only on Times Now.